The woman in front of me at the grocery store was counting coupons. Not casually, methodically, the way a surgeon counts instruments before closing an incision. She was wearing a faded Target cardigan. Her hair was pulled back with what looked like a pencil. She paid $47 for her groceries and drove away in a Honda Civic with 140,000 miles on it. Last year, she donated $2.3 million to the local hospital where her husband died. I want you to sit with that for a second, because everything you think you know about what wealth looks like is, statistically speaking, wrong. And it's wrong in a way that is costing you money, time, and the one thing nobody mentions, peace of mind. Here's what nobody tells you about actually wealthy people. They are almost surgically invisible. They walk past you at the airport. They sit next to you at the diner. They own the small business on the corner that you assume is barely surviving. And there's a reason for their invisibility that goes deeper than humility, deeper than modesty, deeper than anything you've been sold on social media. I'll tell you what that reason is. But first, I need you to understand something that took me years to accept. The people you think are rich are almost never the people who actually are. And the tell isn't in what they have. It's in what they don't do. Stay with me. This is going to reframe how you see every person you walk past for the rest of your life. Sign 1. They drive cars that make absolutely no sense for their income. Thomas Stanley spent 20 years studying American millionaires for a book called The Millionaire Next Door. And the finding that made his publisher nervous was this. The most popular car among American millionaires wasn't a Mercedes, it wasn't a BMW, it was a Ford, followed by a Toyota. Most of them were used. Most were at least 3 years old. Many were being driven past the 150,000-mile mark without a whisper of complaint. Meanwhile, the guy in your office leasing a new Audi every 3 years, the one everyone assumes is doing well, he's probably one unexpected expense away from panic, because the car in the driveway is almost never a signal of wealth. It is usually a signal of the desire to look wealthy, which is the most expensive desire a human being can have. Sign 2. They ask questions instead of performing answers. Actually, wealthy people have a very specific posture at dinner parties. They lean in. They ask about your work with genuine curiosity. They don't one-up your story with a better one. They don't drop the name of a vacation they took, a restaurant they went to, a person they know. You know why? Because they already know what they have. They don't need the table to know it. Insecurity is loud. Real security is quiet. When you start watching for it, you'll see the difference in about 90 seconds at any social gathering. Sign 3. Their house is almost always worth less than they can afford. The neighborhood with the most millionaires in America, per a 2023 analysis, is not Beverly Hills. It isn't the Hamptons. It's a cluster of modest suburbs in places like the Midwest and parts of Texas where people bought homes 20 years ago, paid them off, and never moved. Meanwhile, the couple in the McMansion with the 3-car garage and the infinity pool, they are often, and I mean this kindly, house poor. They have a gorgeous kitchen and a checking account that cries itself to sleep every night. Wealth lives in smaller homes than you'd guess. Debt lives in bigger ones. Sign 4. They have a weird, almost boring relationship with money. Here's the second uncomfortable question I promise to answer. Why are actually wealthy people so invisible? It's not humility. It's not modesty. It's this. Once you have real money, you stop thinking about it. You stop performing it. You stop needing it to tell the world a story about you. The person showing off is the person still trying to convince themselves. The person who stopped showing off is the person who already won. When you're with someone who's genuinely wealthy, money just isn't a topic. Not because it's taboo, because it's boring. It's handled. It's automated. It's been handled for so long that bringing it up would feel as strange as announcing that you brushed your teeth this morning. Sign 5. They wear clothes you cannot identify. No logos, no visible brands, no status markers, a plain navy sweater, unbranded sneakers, a watch that tells the time, and nothing else. Mark Zuckerberg built an empire in a gray t-shirt. Warren Buffett has worn the same style of suit for 40 years. Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, drove a beat-up pickup truck until the day he died. This isn't a coincidence. It's a pattern. The more you have, the less you need your clothes to prove it. The less you have, the more you need your clothes to pretend. Sign 6. They say no to things constantly and not politely. There's a book by Morgan Housel called The Psychology of Money, and one of the quietest insights in it is this. The highest form of wealth is the ability to wake up every morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. That's it. That's the whole game. And the way you protect that ability is by saying no. No to opportunities that drain you. No to investments that feel off. No to social obligations that cost you time. No to the party. No to the trip. No to the thing that everyone else is doing. Broke people can't say no. They need the gig. They need the favor. They need the yes. Wealthy people have trained themselves to say no so often it becomes a reflex. And the no is what protects the yes to the things that actually matter. Sign 7. Their kids don't know how much money the family has. This one is wild when you start noticing it. Genuinely wealthy families are obsessive about not spoiling their kids. The children do chores. They work summer jobs. They get told no when they ask for expensive things. They don't know what the parents make. They don't know what the house is worth. They don't know what's in the bank account. Meanwhile, the families that are drowning in debt often have kids in the latest sneakers, getting dropped off at school in a Range Rover they can't actually afford, walking around with a confidence that's built on a foundation of financial fiction. Wealth raises kids who know the value of a dollar. The appearance of wealth raises kids who don't. Sign 8. They are shockingly cheap about stupid things. They'll fly business class across the world, but they'll drive 40 minutes out of their way to save $6 on a case of wine. They'll hire the best lawyer in the state, but they'll argue with the contractor over a $200 invoice. They'll spend $50,000 on a piece of real estate. But they'll bring a reusable water bottle to the airport because bottled water is a scam. This looks like inconsistency. It isn't. It's a worldview. They know exactly where their money creates value and exactly where it evaporates. They refuse to let it evaporate. That discipline is not a phase. It is the engine. Sign 9. Their stress doesn't look like stress. Watch someone who is deep in debt. The energy is frantic. The phone is always in their hand. They're always checking something. They talk fast. They laugh at jokes that aren't funny. They're performing ease while being crushed by pressure. Now watch someone with real money. They move slowly. They pause before answering questions. They make eye contact for a beat longer than feels normal. They seem almost boringly calm. Because financial anxiety is a 24-hour tenant in the mind, and when it finally moves out, you can actually hear yourself think for the first time in years. That calm is the single most underrated luxury in America. You cannot buy it. You can only build it. And here's the turn. Sign 10 is the one that will rearrange something in your brain if you let it. Actually, wealthy people spend almost no time trying to look wealthy. And they spend enormous amounts of time, energy, and attention on things that have nothing to do with money at all. Their health, their relationships, their hobbies, the book on their nightstand, the walk after dinner, the grandkid they FaceTime twice a week. Because somewhere along the way, they figured out the thing that the rest of us keep missing. Money was never the point. It was the tool. The point was freedom. The point was time. The point was being present for the life that was actually happening in front of you while you were busy trying to impress people who weren't even paying attention. The woman counting coupons at the grocery store? Her husband was dying for 2 years before he passed. She spent every day with him. She paid for round-the-clock nursing with money nobody knew she had. She didn't post about it. She didn't announce it. She just did it. That's what actual wealth looks like. It looks like nothing, and it looks like everything. If this made you see the world a little differently, subscribe. More like this is coming.